What up, YouTube? We're outside. We are on our way to Knobby Ridge for a weekend of camping and riding single track. Got about 3 hours left in the trip. I'm driving the Lexus. I don't think you guys have seen this yet, but this is my 98 GS 400. Here's my grandpa's car. It's got 253,000 miles. She's a trooper. Pulling the KTM and the EF Honda Civic's pretty fucking wild. Alright, boys. We'll see you when we get there. Well, we made it. Now I gotta figure out how to put this tent up. Got a couple other people here. And the rest of the fuckers. Alright, let's see if I can do this. My campsite's right over there. I got the cheapest tent on Amazon. Let's hope it keeps me alive. I have not gone camping since I was 4 years old. So this will be interesting. But it should be fun. Trails are all out throughout here. I think there's multiple trails over 10 miles. Hell yeah. Alright, here's my little setup. I added some stability to the corners. Alright, we're about to go on a little ride. Got the WR all fresh, ready for this weekend. Changed the oil, changed the air filter. I changed the fork seals, rebuilt those. Those are all good now. Should be good to go. Let's fucking ride. Beginner trail. Oh boy, I'm really rusty riding dirt. I'm also exhausted from driving all the way here. That's the furthest I've ever driven anywhere. I am slightly buzzed. Had a twisted tea already. Whoa! I think I'm just gonna keep talking to you guys. Helping me focus on what I'm doing. Oh yeah. I'm sure I'm slow as hell right now, but whoa, just warming up. Anybody up, that's good. Oh, sand. How much you guys want to bet Steve already crashed once? Oh yeah. If he hasn't, he's gonna crash right here. Love you, Steve. not bad.
I didn't leave third gear. It's fucking stupid. You spent the whole time just not rolling.
I'm not going to try to keep up with them. At least not yet. You went this way, I think? Let's go, baby. Stay loose, baby. Whoa. Focus. Remain calm. Oh my god, I'm such a noob. Whoa, careful. Relax. Maybe first gear's the move. Don't forget to breathe. Stand up a little bit. Breathe. I feel like I can't even enjoy the scenery. I'm too focused on the trail. There's a lot of sand. Alright, hold up. I need 1 minute. Alright, that was a good little practice. Jesus and Ryan are gonna go ride 11 more miles. There's no way I'm doing that. I'm exhausted from driving and fucking sweaty. I have never put a tent up before, so I sucked at doing that. It's like 95 degrees. So I'm gonna chill for now. We got the big ride coming up in the morning, like 30 miles tomorrow. So I'm gonna rest, get something to drink, and then I'll see you in a little bit.
It's like they both have no idea, and I've seen that. You know, that was the problem. Yeah. Use zingers, but yeah, straight. But you could eat these dogs if you wanted. Well, I mean,
just zooming all over.
So we were. No, not 100%, but they have a couple of different styles of sausages. Yeah.
Yeah.
We made it probably 100 200. You go.
Oh no, I'm talking about some kid on a push scooter.
I seen that dude in
Starting with
There we go,
just
boys.
exactly how much you eat.
I wish they were like.
Let's go.
The next day.
Alright. I slept like shit. It's 6:30 in the morning. I think it rained. Let's see what it looks like outside. If I can even open this shit. 1 second. Oh yeah. Hello, bike. It's starting to rain. Thunder and shit. Hopefully it doesn't continue to do so. Doug made it. He showed up in the middle of the night. To hop in the AC for a minute. It's starting to storm. It's supposed to rain almost all day, which sucks. But I think the worst of the storms should miss us. The little tent, it kind of worked. It's just big enough. If I do this again, I might get a bigger tent. She's going now. Oh boy. It'll buff out, it'll be alright.
Fuck! Hell yeah, dog. Alright, the rain has finally let up a bit. I think we're gonna go riding soon. I put another tarp over my tent because I was getting some water in the corner. The only corner with electronics in it. But it's finally letting up. This whole field was full of water. I've been wearing my motocross boots for 2 hours already just because my feet were so wet. But yeah, still outside. Alright, we're going out. I think we gotta ride like 15 miles or something to the other spot. So I will turn this back on when we get there. Here's a little town we're staying nearby. This is Neilsville. super tiny. They have a harness, but it's closed down. They do have a quick trip, which is fucking solid. I think we still have another like 10 miles to ride until we get to the trails we're going to. A&W, let's go! Look at that guy! Is that Yogi? Apparently we're lost and then lost again. We've been riding for like 30 miles. Can't find the fucking trail we're supposed to go to. And it's been downpouring and hailing this whole time. My boat is filled with water. But I'm riding, I guess. It'd be nice to be in one of those vehicles right now. Oh man. Hopefully we find that trail soon. I gotta dump the water out of my fucking boots. We're still not at the place. Apparently we made like 3 wrong turns. Hey!
Only about 3 miles, bud. Yeah, fucking garbage bag in the top of the hill.
So apparently they screenshotted the map because there's not much service out here. And they were looking at the picture fucking the wrong way, like upside down. Apparently we're only 3 miles away now. Oh man, I'm soaked. But this is an adventure. This is way fucking gnarlier than riding wheelies in the street, for me at least. Riding 50 miles an hour on knobbies in the rain on the street. Middle of nowhere. But I'm having fun. If I tell myself I'm having fun, I'm gonna have fun. I guess we're still lost. What is going on? Hey guys, Future Slummy here. The rest of this video is just going to be raw trail riding. This video was filmed back in August, and little did I know the storm that we were riding through was going to make its way across the state later that night, and it was going to absolutely wreck Milwaukee. The whole city was flooded, and our house ended up taking in a bunch of water into the basement from the sewer pipes because the city sewer system got overwhelmed. And I got about 4 feet of nasty sewer water in my basement, and that is what I've been dealing with for the past, 4 months now, just tearing everything out, rebuilding, repainting, remodeling, all that. And luckily my computer tower itself was salvageable, so I'm finally able to sit down and edit this video and finally get to it. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of this. I might pop in here and there just to kind of comment because I'm not talking a whole lot during this ride. These trails were super technical, super sandy, super wet, but a lot of fun. if you guys want to see a little bit of footage of my ruined basement, you can stick around to the end of this. I might show a couple clips. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the rest. We should find a spot and wait for Steve. I have no idea how he's doing. Find a good clearing. So this part of the trail here was only me and Ryan and Steve. The rest of the boys, with their trucks, went to go find the actual parking spot for these trails. So we ended up riding almost the entire, this was the North Loop, I don't remember, but this part was really fun. It was pretty different to the rest of the trail system we rode later on. It was a little bit more open and pretty sandy. What the fuck? Wait, is this one? That felt way deeper in my head. I don't know, I must have hit a rut or something because I went like all the way in. Okay. This is beautiful. A little trail maintenance.
We should try to figure out how to move this so this doesn't open. Yeah. There we go.
Okay. After my little crash, I waited for Steve. I let him take the lead for a little while. Slowed the pace down a little bit. We're almost through the North Loop, and we're gonna meet up with the other guys. I did so much riding this day. Between riding around in the rain, looking for this trail system, and then riding through this trail system, trying to meet up with the other guys, and then riding the rest of the trails with the other guys, and then riding the bike back to the campsite. It was so much riding. My body was so done. But I'll do it again any day of the week. I've gone down twice. I think he's gone down like 4 times. But I'm having a lot of fun, dude. Definitely want to do this more. I'm really proud of my boy Steve. He really only rode off-road once or twice before this, just around the city. This is his first time even riding dirt tires on his bike. And, you know, he wasn't the fastest, and he fell down a few times, but he pushed through. And as far as I know, he had a lot of fun. So good job, Steve. So this is when we actually found the other guys, found the parking lot, and now we're out headed to ride one of the other trail systems in the area. You go in front of me. No? Oh, I thought you were Peter. Where's Peter? Good old Skeet, always running behind. This sand was something else. I didn't have a lot of experience riding in sand at this point, but man, is it tough, especially when it's wet. And it was just getting everywhere. It was all packed into my bike, and I was really starting to feel fatigue at this point. Yeah.
I'm dying, dude. It's not that fast.
What's up? Oh, he's peeing. It was at this point where I was kind of wondering to myself why I don't have a lighter bike for this. A two-stroke would have been so much easier to pick up after being so exhausted.
thought I got hit. You couldn't even let me get one more dirt bike weekend in?
good. Baby, this is such a workout. I keep having to slow down and regather myself, you know? I'm not used to this, but it is so much fun.
the exact amount.
Alright, we're heading back to the campsite now. I think we just did 10 miles on the north loop, and then when we first got here we did about 5 on the south loop. All this sand is eating up everyone's rear brakes. That was so fucking fun, dude. That was nice to push myself off-road. Well, I know I wasn't the fastest, but I also wasn't the slowest. Woo! I cannot wait to get these fucking wet ass clothes off. Have a fucking drink, little smoke, relax. Woo! Alright, we'll see you guys back at the camp.
That's for gutting animals.
For gutting animals. Well, I was about to gut myself.
I'm about to gut me this can of beans.
Well, it's actually more for skinning.
Clamp off and just ignored everything. Just sat down, took a shit, and left.
What if you felt something like tickle your butthole while you're sitting on that toilet?
I was thinking it the whole time, dude. I was like, if something touches my ass, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
Jimmy shoes are getting put on the ground.
It's about fucking time, man. I was wondering when you were gonna become a man.
My boots are still soaked. They were filled with water the entire time. This electric fan I bought off Amazon's been pretty sick. It lasted me all throughout the night. And I woke up, it was at like half, maybe like a third battery life. I'm hoping I can get these boots dried out a little bit. But this is the tent setup now. I added the tarp. It was raining crazy. I just barely fit in this thing. I have to lay diagonally, but for 23 bucks, it's been decent. I was not expecting anything fancy. I'm not looking forward to driving home, but today was a lot of fun. Those trails were the best trails I've ever ridden. My bike is fucked. There was a lot of sand, and the sand got lodged into the brakes. Those were brand new brake pads when we started this, and the sand fucked them up. Gotta take it home, take it apart, clean everything, lube everything. Worth it though, super fun. I'm all by myself now over here. So the rest of the night we just kind of hung out, drank a bit, listened to music, had some fun. It was a pretty good time until about midnight. I got the call from my girlfriend that our house was filling with water. So the rest of the night wasn't that fun. I went back to my tent and just started freaking out. Stayed up until about 6:30 in the morning. Could not sleep. Finally fell asleep at 6:30. Woke up at 7:30. Drove home 4 hours in the rain, and then as soon as I got home, just go time, just cleaning out the basement, cleaning up the remaining water, ripping everything out. Everything that was down in the basement had to come out, and we had a lot of help. Steve actually helped a lot right when we got back, and the following days, and we just had a lot of help from a lot of good people for the past couple months, just getting it back and better than before. And here's just a couple quick clips of kind of what was happening while I was 4 hours away. So this was about maybe 30 minutes after it started, and the majority of the water was coming up through the toilet, through the sewer pipes. So all that water you see is contaminated, and it was pretty crazy. A lot of that stuff that's down there is now in a landfill somewhere, but it is what it is. You move on, you make it better. This was maybe an hour into it, and it just kept filling all night up until, I don't even know, I think it was around 5, 6 in the morning when I noticed on our security cameras that the water was actually starting to drop a bit, and it got up to 4 feet. It got up over the toilet. It was a lot. It's just crazy looking back at it now. Like, just stuff's floating. The fridge ended up tipping over just from the amount of water. But anyways, that's what happened. That's what I've been doing. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. I'm sorry I haven't been posting. Life gets crazy. But I haven't given up on this YouTube thing completely. I'll still be back here and there. I still got another off-road ride to edit. That was a couple weeks ago. That was the first time I was on my bike since the flood. So I'll be around. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.